So, yeah, even at our age, we're always learning new stuff.
Oh yeah.
Even if it's from way back, right, Rachel?
What do you mean? What do you mean at our age?
Hey, Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
I'm in the dark. There, let there be light. It's Sunday.
Now you know how I have had for the past months.
Hold on here. I got some business to take up with this the guy in British Columbia. That's Paul. Paul, I haven't seen you on my show lately. I'm very sad. Very sad.
Oh, no, don't be sad.
Okay, I'm happy now. How's everybody doing?
That was easy.
I recover quick. Doc, what are we talking about today so I can be involved in
Doc just insulted everybody. He said, people our age, and I just want clarification on what the hell he means by that.
Doc, what the hell do you mean by that?
Well, except for Ethan. Everybody is over the age of 60 here.
One of these things is not like the others.
Excuse me. I'm
40.
Listen.
It's sad because Ethan
gives
doesn't
us
have a single gray hair.
Ethan gives us street cred.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's a phrase I would not expect in conjunction with my name, Ethan and street cred.
Yeah, no, you associate it, and Doc. So we're all kind of bundled up together. Is this a new look for us?
Yeah,
It's a Jersey show.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to see my couch.
What's happened on it?
Nothing. But I just thought I would.
Doc had an accident.
Oh, that's another problem with aging. I've heard
a nice clean background like what Jeff has, but the stupid sofa kid doesn't go far enough. So
it's okay. I've adjusted. I've got my Oldham Athletic over there. That's from Rob Walker over in Manchester.
There's my fire alarm right there. That red box.
Oh, hey, I don't have one of those.
Problem or what? Are you going to pull that?
Yeah. Whoa.
Doc's going to pull that if things get out of control here.
Somebody just ran away.
We just lost.
Jeff. We lost Jeff. Jeff Bay. Jeff Bale.
Well, he had problems last week with his internet, I think. He's probably.
He'll be back.
He'll be back.
He'll be back.
He's a good
excuse for Sean.
See? Yeah. Come on, Jeff.
This doesn't happen anymore.
He had to go resuscitate himself.
Yeah, I forgot to pay my bills. No, I paid my bill Monday last week. So.
Wait. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna put Jorgen over here because the StreamYard thing is over in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ethan has elevated status now. Look at him in the top row. He's a top row kind of guy.
Yeah, what do you call that, Rachel? You call that the wingman thing?
Yeah, that's the wingman. Yeah, riding shotgun, the old stagecoach.
Yeah.
Yeah, top row, top tier.
So I guess
I'm honored. I'm gonna.
I want to hear all about Paul. I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, I don't know. I've been doing stuff. What do you want to know?
Well, what have you been listening? What have you been
well, I was just saying.
5:30, something like that.
This is my next. I'm doing a series on golden earring.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
I know
okay. I figured if you probably be hungry by 5 or 5:30, something like that.
That's my next album. So I've been listening to that one every week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jeff.
You ruined it. I couldn't hear what Jeff was saying.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about records and golden earring and stuff. You're missing out on Jeff's phone call.
Okay, good.
I was talking to my son. We're going to eat.
Jeez. I'm so sorry, but I think Jeff is a little angry with the vinyl community right now.
I think he said the secret word and got booted for it. That's why.
Doc fired his ass right out of here.
Doc's a brutal host.
Doc, is this why you put me in elevated status? Because I'm not technically in the vinyl community.
You're the
so you need to play diplomacy.
Hey,
you're the next one to go.
What's going on with Ethan? How come Ethan's not in the vinyl community?
I'm one of those dirty podcast people.
No, there's nothing wrong with being a podcaster. Ethan, what kind of podcasting do you do?
I have a Beatle podcast called Fans on the Run.
I love the creativity of it. Fans on the Run. Not my favorite Beatle, of course.
Isn't that a sweet song?
But
Isn't
good
sweet
title.
do a song called Fans on the Run?
No, that's Ballroom Blitz.
That's Fox on the Run. Fox on the Run. We're screaming, everybody's gone and run away.
Man,
Speaking of
I
this,
remember
like,
listening to that stuff.
Like about
Anybody-
3 weeks ago, I went on a wild goose chase across, a couple cities trying to find a copy of the Sweet album Desolation Boulevard because I didn't have it and I really wanted it. So I called pretty much every store within a 30-minute drive of Waterloo, Ontario, and one in Stratford had it, and so drove to Stratford just for Desolation Boulevard.
You know, man, how many hours of my life I spent in Waterloo? Man, you're bringing back memories.
Yeah.
I live in Waterloo.
You spend a lot of time in Waterloo.
I remember
Rachel, you missed all the ABBA talk.
for most of the 90s, I was there. We had a scale modelers club in a guy's house in Waterloo. So I used to go over there, I think, every Wednesday night. And we used to model and fart and, just have a general good time.
Boy, fun.
Oh, yeah. We built scale models together. Bill was amazing. He was an older guy, retired. And he just, he was like a machine. You couldn't stop him.
What kind of models did he work on?
He usually did 32 scale aircraft. And This guy, he would take balsa kits and make plastic models of them. The guy did, get this, he built a 32 scale B-29. The thing was massive.
Yeah, B-29 32 scale would be big.
Yeah, just a massive thing. And he'd kit bash, he'd take parts out of one, put them in another.
I've got a 48 scale up here, and I got a 32 scale for die cast, so I know what you built. The scale is pretty impressive at 32.
Bill built the to me was a 300 scale Enterprise, the ship.
Oh yeah,
aircraft. Yeah. So we went to a modeling show. I think it was in Trana. Most people call it Toronto, but we call it Trana.
Center of the universe.
And I remember I drove, and he was in the back of my truck with this thing on his lap. It's hilarious the whole way.
Oh my God! Trying to, because in those days you could do that stuff.
This thing is easily like 3.5 feet long, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's just the OPP pulled you over and having to explain.
What would you do? I don't know. Anyway,
now, of course, the OPP, there's our Beatles reference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got, hold on. I just happen to have a copy of it here. There he is. Oh, there's the guilty one. Yep. Hey, come here. Get in front of the camera.
You know the story behind how he got that, right? Have you heard the story?
No.
It was when they were playing a concert in Toronto. One of the security detail he was with, he commented how he liked the badge. And the guy, he was a police officer. He says, "Well, where do I'll get you one. Where do I send it?" And he eventually sent one to Paul.
Wow! And it ended
when
up
they were doing
it
was when they played in Toronto, and it was just one of the security guys.
Wow! Very cool indeed.
Yeah.
I never knew how he got it. I was kind of, as a Canadian, kind of proud that we had some Canadiana.
This guy, I saw, it was a couple of years ago. There was somebody did a YouTube interview with the guy, and he told the whole story. Yeah.
Wow.
We're proud as Canadians, but then you have to deal with all the Americans. Like, see, look, that's why he's dead. It says OPD.
Yeah, it doesn't say OPD.
Officially, Paul is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Officially, Paul's dead.
Something amazing to show us.
What do you mean? This thing?
Look at that.
Oh, look at
that.
Okay, you got to put that on and model it.
Ethan,
it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. I'm sad.
Well,
I have a Shea Stadium jacket downstairs.
In the house, man. Wow. Although I think you picked the wrong Beetle. Yeah. That would just be me. You should have got it like the lime green one.
I want the lime green one.
The lime green would be the one.
You got to go for all four.
I mean, at this point, I'd settle for one that fits.
Okay, I accept that.
So
I'd settle for one that fits.
Record store yesterday. This is kind of exciting news. They've been open like 5 weeks, and I just stumbled across them on the interweb. And there's a chain, like there's 4 stores in my like within half an hour driving area. So I'm kind of excited about that.
That is nice.
Yeah. They're called Red Rum. You know, from the Shining.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Red Rum Records. So if you're ever in BC, check out Red Rum Records. It's really cool.
And also we got Red Rum Records is Beth, who used to be B-Side Records. So she uses that moniker in her own channel, like for her channel.
Oh, okay.
So
Red
I like
Rum
the fact that Ethan and Hudson, look at there's Hudson out there. Ethan is one of my types with the podcasting. These young people that are carrying that love of the Beatles into the next generation. We're in good hands, Doc. We're in good hands.
Yeah.
I just want to say, in case Maya was watching, I'm not mad. I just left abruptly because that's what I do. I was over on Mayo's stream, sitting there, and it was kind of silent. And I
Wow, you're in better
Doc
company
is
here.
I'm like, oh, Doc is
You're in
live.
good hands.
And then I was like, oh, Jorgen and Jeff and Doc are here. I'll come here.
I'm surprised he's still here after I.
And folks, what a
you.
lot of people don't
Thank
know, Jorgen is the leading voice of Beatlemania in Sweden.
Yes.
Yeah,
And I have so many. I have 3 singles.
yeah. You're making waves over there. With
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know Jorgen. I'm trying to
Listen,
raise his profile.
I have
Swedish Navy.
have
We've got
a,
a picture of his hat and the whole bit. It's quite impressive.
You
Go
have
ahead.
to you have to drag that crap over here also.
I have a
Don't
sweet.
kill his thunder. Don't
I
kill
have a
his-
Swedish single of back in the USSR, backed with "Don't Pass Me By." It's a Sweden press.
I've got a Swedish press as well. Mine is of the album Hard Day's Night in mono, I believe.
I have a Swedish press too, but it's of ABBA's greatest hits.
What do you think about that, Jorgen? Jorgen, also known as one of the biggest ABBA fans in vinyl community.
Yeah.
I think you
We
need
were
to-
getting educated on that. Yeah.
I think
I'll
did
be
you
back.
even listen when we did our interview? I don't think so.
Yeah, I kind of creating a whole different persona about you here. I'm enlarging your parameters so you become more.
Yeah, I know. I take notice, and you did. Neither of them is fitting.
None of it's true, of course, but yeah, we do what we
Rachel's
do.
Jurgen's hype man
Yeah, I'm helping you.
or hype woman. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, Ethan, it's all good.
Stack.
You know, Rachel, you're fired.
Not fired. No way. Too young.
Yeah. You have no idea how many Benny Goodman 45s Jorgen has.
He's got a few.
He's got a few.
I mean, you
Ella
instant
Fitzgerald too. Ella Fitzgerald.
Holy crap.
Jurgen earned my respect immediately because the song Dominique came up and he, disappeared for 3 seconds and he came back with the single.
But
And I'm like, what a legend.
yeah, but of course, Jorgen has been known to collect lesbian nun music. Lesbian nun music.
And I can tell you how many there are of those.
There's a number of them. Did you know that, Doc? Did you know about the singing nun?
I know about the singing nun, but I had no idea there was a market for that sort of.
Lesbian nun singing.
Yeah. Invisible Ray and I talked about that in the last week.
And there was also, of course, a sad ending to the singing nun and within the murder-suicide.
Yeah, she did some couple of bad economic decisions and had alcohol problems, and she and her girlfriend took their life at the hotel.
Good.
Yeah.
By poisoned, I think.
Dominica, Nika.
I had no idea of that either. We're still
Hey,
Doc, we
terrible.
talked about it last week.
Mhm.
Stephen, you're only saying that because you're personal friends with Sandler and Young.
Jurgen's right, Doc. We did talk. I was here for that.
No, it wasn't here. It was at
Oh.
Joe Mayo's stream.
We'll argue with anything, even on electrical stuff.
No, who here likes electric arguments? Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. They're shocking.
I'm arguing with my electric toys every time they have problems, but I don't think that was what they meant.
That could be.
Doc,
Yeah.
I thought this was supposed to be a family-friendly stream. Jurgen's talking about his electric toys.
Not those kind of toys.
Oh,
I understand why it was over 18.
Wait. We gotta blow them up. Boom. Okay, what you got?
Why would you blow him up?
Bang.
Blow it up real good.
Yeah. What?
So this is a Swedish single.
Mhm.
Okay, and there's
Ooh.
that.
Is it in Swedish?
No, it's in English,
No, funny enough, it's actually in Polish.
but it is Swedish press. Anyway, my brother bought this. He was over in Europe in like 1970, and he went to Sweden and he picked this up.
Wow.
There it is. It doesn't sound very good, like it's been abused over the years, but it's kind of cool. Like I like the cover.
Yeah, that's a very interesting cover.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I like it too. I find the interesting thing about the Beatles 45s and EPs, mostly EPs, I guess, within the global market, the Beatles would try and market them to look like the people. Like they're in Italy, they look like Italians. In France, they look like the French. In Japan, they look, if you can believe it, practically Japanese. It's a true story, folks. Take a look at those EPs and tell me.
I always found it interesting because of course they never released a single from the White Album, so it was interesting that this was.
Well, Dave says it's got a cool font, but all that really is the yellow submarine design.
I'm not following. How do you mean?
The font Beatles.
The
on
font.
the
Oh,
sleeve.
the font. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
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 Yellow submarine font.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
it's mod. It's all mod.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, it would have been about that period, I think, when it was probably released as a single. So, yeah.
See,
Anyway.
the Beatles, a collection of Beatles oldies, that's the one Beatles cover. And I treat that as a canon release because it's their greatest hits released at the time the band's still together. The only one on the Parlophone label. But it's all done with that. It's like Carnaby Street flair. And it lacks anything regarding, Savile Row or Liverpool.
So
And,
it was never in the blue box, but I put my copy of Oldies in here because I agree it's canon.
Yeah.
And I think it should have been released on CD as well.
My copy of the Blue Box actually came with a UK Magical Mystery Tour that I don't think was originally in there.
No, it wasn't in there originally, no.
Well, then I got a deal then for your
You
record.
got a deal.
That's a nice box.
there we
you
go.
There
Got
it
it.
is.
There.
Yeah.
it is. Ooh.
Oh yeah. Oh, is that an original?
No, I got one that's the same vintage as the blue box. So this would be like an 82, 80, 81,
Yeah.
82 pressing.
What's the label look like?
I will show you.
Even mine is an
But only
OG.
because you asked nicely.
Well, I'm excited.
There's the sleeve.
Ooh.
Typical.
Don't
Yeah.
put it on your head.
No.
It's the 2-box EMI bar.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't change it a whole lot. I got it like a 70, early 70s pressing.
Yeah.
Mine's not too different from that either.
Well,
Is
I
that
think
the one with the
only
all
ones
rights
only had
reserved?
The 1 box. This is what they call the 2 box.
Yeah,
So I think
I
that's
gotta-
the big difference. But
I got to go get mine now to see if I got a
Okay.
1 or 2 box.
Okay.
I
Does
showed
that
you
one
mine,
have?
now you got to show me yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the rim text on that start with all rights reserved?
No, it says EMI Records Limited, and then all rights of the manufacturer, and so on.
Mhm.
So they did change the text.
So that's like
Yeah,
76.
I think that's mine's is like a
78.
72. So there's the thingy, and look at how similar. There's that 2-box
Yeah.
CMI.
Yeah, it's a 2-box as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So these
Is
are
it mono or
probably the
stereo?
most common you could get, I
Is
think.
your stereo?
This configuration. Yeah, it's stereo.
Now I have to grab mine.
Yeah.
Everybody, grab your oldies. Yes.
There's a really good website. Here, I'll chat it out to you guys. That covers the UK releases. That
Oh, okay, I like this.
it's kind of my go-to.
hmm
Let me.
He's in with us. He's a two boxer.
Yeah. like a 73, I think, because it's got the rim text, the gramophone limited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I wonder what my. Yeah, I usually tell the more you go around.
I just chatted it out to you guys. It's called the Beatles-collection.com.
Okay.
It's a really great website for the different UK pressings.
Oh,
I gotta check this out.
that site is a lifesaver.
Yeah. Yeah, you familiar with it?
Oh, I use it all the time.
Yeah, I've got it bookmarked. It's
The Beatles Bible is pretty good too. I use that one a lot.
Oh, this one is really good for the UK. I haven't found anything better. I mean, you get the Spicer book's really good, but you know that's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you asked Santa for.
Yeah. Well,
You know, I got that book. It was on sale on Amazon. They had it for like $50, and I thought, geez, I got to get that because it's easily over 100 most of the time.
The Parlophone one?
Yeah, yeah.
I could have gotten that from Spizer's Table at the last Beatle Fest for like $20.
Oh man, you should have got it. You're never gonna get it for that.
Well, but the booth right across from it was the Rockaway Records booth, and they had all these Beatles imports and stuff. That it's like I ended up picking up a UK mono
It's like
pepper.
a dog. It's like a dog choosing between two bones.
yeah.
Wow. I just put up the link to the WordPress site.
Okay.
Thank you, Maca 3 CD owner. Yeah, I give
Rachel,
you a title.
Rachel, I watch your videos, but I think this is the first time I've actually talked to you before.
Well, Ethan, it's very nice to meet you. I don't do a whole lot of prepared videos anymore. Most of my stuff is the live stream format. But I got to tell you, I'm going to do 2 videos coming up that are in the box type. So, you know, the old, hey, VC, how are you? Here's, you know, the set thing. And so it's going to be, one is a do-it-yourself record shelf. I think that'll get a lot of views. People are always wondering, hey, how can I make a record shelf thing? And so, because I was looking at a lot of it, I made a built-in record shelf, wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling, looks great. And so I'm going to do a video just called DY Record. I think that'll get a lot of views. And the other one's just going to be an updated room tour of the new show, of the new room, right?
I built all my all my shelves.
I
too.
know you did, exactly.
See, there's one there. Because
Yeah.
you know, you pay a lot for crap, and I just figured I can buy a table saw, get some wood, and make my own, and be happy with what I got.
Yeah.
And come
And
out
I thought
ahead.
the table saw was indispensable. The table saw was an indispensable component
Yeah,
of
yeah. Oh, I use it all the time for different things.
Hold on, Rob Walker. Don't pass on this one. This may speak directly to you.
Who want
By
to
the
see
way,
it?
Doc, can you make me big here for a sec? I just got to show the kid here.
Whoops, hit the wrong one. Ah, there we go.
Don't
You're
mute me.
muted.
I'm not what I'm trying to reach out to. Look, Oldham Athletic. We got. What do you? There's for you, Rob. I wanted them already in all my videos. Yeah. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to show Rob. Rob gifted that for all the way from Manchester, United Kingdom. It's my official favorite football club ever in the whole world. Oldham Athletic.
Yeah, that's a lot better than those IKEA Billy square things.
What?
They put records in, you know.
Oh, the cubes.
Everybody says, what do you got in it? They always say, go to IKEA and get the Billy.
They're expensive though, and you know, I question how well they're made because they're really light for one thing.
I'm not sure that
but they're expensive.
I'm not
So
sure
there
that
you
they're
go.
made for records. They're made for books.
They work either way.
Well,
I
they're
have
good
the-
for records because they're perfectly square, you know,
Yeah.
the right size. But I don't know. I was looking at that, and first of all, they didn't have it in the right color. I wanted, you know, to match my decor.
Yeah, you got to have this little part of it.
And I just I got a shelf here that I built back in the 80s, and it's as solid as the day I built it. So I
Because
thought,
it's solid wood. It's wood.
let's just go with, well, it's 3/4 inch plywood, but I mean that's stronger than wood, really.
Well, yeah, I call that wood. I got 3/4 inch birch.
I did 24-inch shells, and 30, 40 years later, they're still not warped.
Yeah, no, and they won't.
So,
They're built to last.
yeah.
But what about those old plastic milk crates you get outside the supermarket?
Yeah, you can use those.
Yeah, they don't look that good, but they're handy.
They work great. And
They go
it's part of it. It's the same thing with the old shelves. Take any old wood you find, waterbed, an old waterbed sideboard, run that along and sit it on top of 2 cinder blocks, and you're good to go.
You can't get your hands on those anymore. They're pretty hard to find.
Can you imagine 20 cubes full of records?
Yeah, I can
No, I
imagine.
can't.
I'm looking
Well,
at my
that's a
room.
lot of records. That
That's
is
a
a
lot of
big
records.
collection.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I've got.
Mine's all CDs. Everybody's looking at what have I got? What?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Hey,
I have those IKEA cube shelves, but they've done okay. I had to put a backer board on them
Yeah,
to
that helps.
keep it
Stabilize.
stable,
yeah,
and just so the records don't slide, against the
Right.
wall between the the gap. Those have held up.
I mean, I think they're okay, but they didn't look great, and they weren't what I wanted. Like, I just figured if I got the means to do it, so let's just create something that I want myself that fits my needs,
Yeah.
rather than trying to fit me into their world, sort of thing. So, yeah,
I have IKEA bookcases, but I have books and DVDs in them.
yeah.
Well, they're useful for everything. But Ethan has one cube solely for his Rolling Stones Satanic Majesty's Request album.
Holy smokes!
Okay,
That's
that's an exaggeration. That's an exaggeration.
not by much.
I had 3 copies. Okay,
They're
3.
big fat ones.
So Ethan,
you're
your
small
favorite
potatoes.
band? Your favorite band is the Beatles, and then the Rolling Stones is number 2 for you. How's it work for you?
No, number 2 is the Small Faces.
Oh, okay.
But I do have 3 copies of Satanic Majesty's Request, which again, I compared to like my 10 or 11 copies of Revolver or Rubber Soul, still seems small to me.
Well, yeah, it is when you consider.
I have a feeling.
See this? You know what you're looking at here? This is all my Canadian pressings of Sgt. Pepper.
Just Canadian pressings.
Just
of Pepper.
Canadian pressing.
That is just insane. That is crazy.
Oh, wow.
You're the reason I can't find a clean copy.
Yeah. So how many do you have there, Paul?
Well, let me count.
Let's
Okay.
count 'em up.
Wait. Contest. How many copies does George have? Ethan,
Oh,
I'm gonna say 14.
Jorgen,
Looks like some kind of 16.
60. Jeff,
15.
Rachel.
I'll go 17.
Everybody done? What's the prize?
One of the copies of Sgt. Pepper.
Well, you give him one of yours. It's I have
I
17.
withdraw my number. I don't
I'm
Or
the winner.
17.
I win at
Rachel
17.
There's actually there's 18 known pressings. There's one more I'm looking for.
Holy moly. Wow.
Yeah, it's the 2nd generation purple I'm looking for.
The dog.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's the only one I don't have. The standard, like the have you guys ever seen the marble one?
Yeah.
It's a 2nd generation purple as well, but I want just the regular one.
I think I might have one like that, but it's factory sealed, and I have no idea what record's inside. But everything on the jacket leads me to believe it's like 78, 79.
Well, they came out in 78, those marble ones.
Hmm.
I'll show you one here.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and you don't see them that often. And they aren't my favorite.
Wait a minute,
label.
that's the right one. That's a regular one. That
Pretty
one's,
easy for
that
you.
one's the black marble one.
Or one of those ones on those cheap 80s vinyl that you hold it up to the light and it's like translucent brown.
Well,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got one of those, and they're not cheap. They're really expensive, actually.
I retract my statement.
There you go.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is
What's
that
that
made of? Is
scratch
that
down
made
the
of
middle?
cement? Looks like it's made of cement.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of marbly, pearly. It's kind of like a pearly gray.
Just make sure you pronounce that properly, Jorgen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that big scratch down the middle?
Anyway, that's what they look like.
It was like, what? What are you talking about? What? Brings down the value.
Yeah.
Hey,
I had
Randy.
I used to have a white album when it came out in the late 70s because the red and the blue albums came out red and blue and the white albums came out white. It was about 79, 80, something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I had the blue one once upon a time, but don't have it anymore. What was I thinking?
78, they got, there's a big rush on colored vinyl back then, picture discs and all that. So there's a few Beatle albums that came out on colored vinyl. This was one of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
over in France, they had like in '78, 8 or 9 different colors of Sergeant Pepper alone.
Oh my gosh. I wonder where Paul got the idea from.
This one's my black marble pressing.
Cool. We're all stunned.
Yeah, I passed on getting the Beatles story. It was on. It's like a 1980s. It's a purple capital label. I could have got it, just to have it. I don't have a copy of Beatles story right now, but no, I'm holding up for my orange label with the gold. Those are the ones I used to own.
I think there's a couple of variations on those, the orange ones.
Yeah, you were showing that. There's like 3 of them. I think you were saying.
Well, for Beatles story, I think there's 2 variations, but it's it's kind of cool. I got one on actually the red Target, which I just stumbled.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it, and they're probably the hardest ones to find.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how hard could it be to find the Beatles story on an LP?
Well, they didn't sell that many of them. They're not that many out there to begin.
Yeah, but I don't think a lot of people were keeping them.
Well, that's Beatle people were, for sure. We were back in
You
the
gotta
day.
remember, like back in '64, your access to anything other than their albums was pretty limited. Like, these days you want to hear a Beatle interview, you just go on YouTube, right? Well, we didn't have that in '64. So the only thing you would have is something like the Beatles story.
Yeah.
And a lot of people slam it, and they thought it's a crappy. It was the only game in town in 1964, and
beautifully packaged, beautiful.
Yeah.
And the VJ one.
package. I think they did a great job on it.
Yeah.
There you go, and there's that special edition one.
Yeah. But this has got all the good stuff on it.
Yeah.
Come on, focus.
Yeah, I loved all that. I love the album design for it. With the big old flag of the Union there.
He's got the VJ and everything.
Yep.
Cool. That's whoops. It's called the homemade version.
I think we just ran out of gas.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel so insecure about my collection now.
Well, you got a good collection. You were just mentioning you had how many copies of what was it, the White Album or something? You got quite a few.
Yeah, but those are like from different countries. Now I need to get 12 Canadian revolvers just to feel satisfied.
No, I don't think so, Ethan.
Are there even 12 Canadian revolvers?
Absolutely, there are. I'll tell you how many there are.
Look,
I don't have all of those, but I got most of them.
so, do you have a database with all this stuff?
Yeah, on my phone. I built an app.
The famous.
Oh, look at that! I like that. And plus, it's got all the colors that you'd ever imagine. Like the covers. I like it.
What were we just talking about? Oh, revolver. Okay, so there's revolver, right? So I hit that, and what comes up is a listing of all the variations.
Yeah.
And then when I hit one of those, it takes me to a detail page for that variation.
For that particular, issue.
Yeah, and I can read all about that, and this is how I keep track of what I have and I don't have.
Wow.
Very handy
That's pretty cool.
shopping.
Yeah, I built that. I was going to go to a record show, and I said, well, I was carting around this stupid Excel spreadsheet, which was really hard to navigate on your phone.
Hmm.
So I need something easier to navigate. So I built this.
Yeah.
So what? Oh yeah, how many were there? Okay, let me see here. We got. I will count.
Rob Walker wants to know if you've ever been to Liverpool. Paul.
I have 13 variations on revolver.
Ooh.
Well, there are 13. I don't have them all, but there's 13.
You think some shopping to do.
Yeah, no, I never had to apply. I'm going to get over to England because that's where my family's from. So I want to get over there sometime.
But are they from Liverpool?
No. My dad's dad is from Northampton. And actually I have his birth certificate where he was born at home. So I want to go see if the house is still there.
Oh,
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
don't forget to bring a piece home with you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Chip a corner off the brick or something.
Yeah, or you know, or get in the front yard and dig up some sod. Hey, what are you? My dad was born here. I'm just taking this home.
Oh, my granddad.
My granddad. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bring home a souvenir of your granddad's place. That'd be cool.
Yeah, if I don't get
That'd
arrested.
be amazing.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. To see if the place is still there, and whatever.
And some of these places, like they'll change the street name, and the streets will disappear, and things of that nature can make it a little.
I think he was
difficult.
born. My grandfather, I think, was born in 1896. I think he was born.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm.
Yep.
Seems like yesterday.
Well, maybe for you.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, well, these days, it just seems like that song was out 40 years ago.
I know.
What?
I know.
Crazy.
It's crazy stuff, isn't it? Eh?
I know. Dukes of Hazzard. That was in the 80s, I guess it was.
In the
Right?
dark ages.
70s.
I know.
70s. Wasn't Dukes of
You're
Hazzard?
getting on to 40 years now. Right?
Mhm.
Unbelievable.
Rob Walker says Northampton. It's about 80 miles north of London.
Yep.
Oh, so that's right next to Liverpool.
No, it's nowhere near Liverpool.
Not quite. Not quite.
Not there yet. You'll have to take one of those little roads that
Well, I guess from a Canadian perspective, everything is near Liverpool.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and on
You
some
got a country
level,
that's
right.
5,000 miles across. I guess in England everything's closed. But anyway,
yeah, you have to follow those little cow paths.
Yeah, we traveled from I guess God, I don't know, from Essex on the southeast over to Liverpool. Yeah, 300 miles. We did that, in like 4 or 5 hours or so.
Yeah,
We went all the way across, and the roundabouts are a bit of a trial for Canadians, but barring that, not
just
bad.
pack a sandwich. You'll be fine. You can do it.
Yeah, 300 miles from London. London's great. Liverpool. My grandfather is from Liverpool.
Oh, then you got a reason to go there.
I went in 2016
Huh.
and did the Beatles things. Of course, had to do that. And so I got a picture of myself at Strawberry Fields, outside the orphanage, and then went to Aunt Mimi's. Had to do that, Menlove Avenue, and
Was she in?
Tavern, of course. Was Mimi there?
Yeah.
She died, but then Doc, she's gone.
Oh,
She's gone to see a maker. And then what else did we do? Oh, and then Penny Lane. That was, I think, probably the most fun. Driving around the whole Penny Lane, because you go, oh, there's the barber shop, and there's the banker, and there's the roundabout where the pretty nurse was selling poppies from a tray.
still, all this time yet, they're still out there.
She's still there.
She's
She's
still
very elderly now, but
Where did I buy a puppy?
Rob Walker says
she's not as pretty as she's built up to be in the song. Yeah.
the UK welcomes everyone with open arms, so don't go there with your arms folded.
True.
Yeah, exactly. Have your arms open when you go. That was great. But I'm going to go again, but this time the focus has got to be Manchester. We're going Rob says I can come and sleep at his house for about a month.
Oh, nice.
And he says, I'll feed you every amenity taken care of.
Yeah.
And he says, all your beer paid for. I'll be buying you beer every day at the pub. Five ales a day.
Cool.
It's going to be great.
Take a few pints. Yeah. Star Trekker wants to see all the Elton places.
Elton John?
Middlesex. Middlesex.
I didn't know that he was.
You're welcome, Rachel says, Rob.
Does that mean that he said thank you, or did it mean that you're welcome to live to UK?
He's just saying, get the hell out of my house.
Ooh. But if you bring a present, like fish and chips, you might get to stay longer.
Well, maybe an extra half hour. But I tell you, and also I went to the church, what is it, St. Peter and Paul, the Wilton Parish Church, where John met Paul, and they got a plaque there on the wall of the school where they met. And the Somerset was in the back there. There's kind of a field, and mushy peas. I had a lot of mushy peas. I like mushy peas, I must tell you. And I had the black pudding, which I wasn't too keen on. The blood pudding, that's not too great. But I did like the mushy peas a lot.
Now this can't be true, can it?
And who knows? I mean, Lemmy's from North Wales. Represent.
The Stones technically from London.
Why would
The Stones are a London band.
Mm-hmm. Where are the Who from?
London.
I think they're from London. I think.
There's two.
So are the Kinks.
So there's three. How about the Dave Clark Five? Where are they from?
Tottenham, which I think is just kind of London.
Another London thing.
There's a Tottenham in Ontario.
Well, this is what happens. All those Brits.
Heard it here first. Dave Clark Five are Canadian.
The towns they're from, in the areas they're from. So all our city names are, have a connection. Many of them to the UK, especially in Canada, but also in the US.
Well, I thought our London came first.
You know that E17 are from London also.
In UK time parameters, our London was invented yesterday. It's like you go by some bar, you're in a pub, and they got the sign on the front, founded in 1612 sort of thing. This is crazy. I stayed at a hotel where literally the sign over the door was something established 1495.
Well,
I mean, and it wasn't the street address.
Colchester.
Colchester.
Yeah, Colchester is in Essex.
I'm now going to say the best band from London, Level 42.
Oh.
I've seen them, but they are not the best band from London.
They are.
I've seen
Controversy.
Fight.
But far be it for me to argue with that.
One says they are, one says they aren't. There's no middle ground here.
Yeah. Look, Star Trek.
Anyone say they made it?
Leicester.
No, Leicester. Pronounce it Leicester.
Okay. Ethan.
This is the best band
like
from
Canadian.
London.
Yeah, Small Faces are great.
Best band from London.
Steve Marriott, Kenny Jones.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are. I will fight someone to the death on this. This is the hill I'll die on.
Well, I heard that Lionel Richie loves them. So you're.
I like the Small Faces too. They're a great band.
You're on, pal.
What happened to the large face?
Jorgen's getting tough there.
Uh-oh.
We're
going to have a fight right here. Fight.
It would be easier if those what kind of emojis it are, because to me it's black boxes only. I don't see what it is.
To me, it looks like black squares.
Exactly.
To me, it looks like a guy going like this.
That's it. That's what's happening. That's what Rob does. He uses the shrug emoji.
Oh.
Come on, let's fight.
I've said this a lot myself, Rob Walker. UK are the best for bands and the best solo artists. America seems to churn out great solo acts like Elvis Presley and Buddy Holly, Michael Jackson, these individual stars. but it's Frank Sinatra. But the UK is the bands, the Beatles, the Stones, the Who, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin.
I actually never thought it like that, but I think Rob is onto something. He has a point there.
Oh, of course he does. Yes.
Yeah, Bob
I've always
Dylan.
felt
Yeah,
that,
Bob
that-
Dylan. Great
Bob
solo. Yeah, absolutely.
Like the bands that we traditionally called the super bands, the ones that achieve that stratosphere of significance, they've always been the UK bands.
Mhm.
Like Dave D. Dozy, Beaky, Mick, and Titch.
Yeah, like the American equivalents, you might. And I'm not a Beach Boys fan at all, but you might be inclined to say they were the biggest band in the U.S.
Yeah.
But there's been some really great bands. Like I think of bands like CCR who weren't around that long, or Eagles, an amazing band.
Yeah, Jefferson Airplane.
Fleetwood Mac. There's a lot of bands that achieve that sort of mega status, but that they sustain it.
The
Well,
Monkey.
Fleetwood Mac is a hybrid thing anyway.
Well, yeah, but they were based in L.A., so technically, I class them as an American band.
Actually,
They started off in England, though, right?
Yeah.
They're an English band. Yeah. The Mick Fleetwood and John McVie are English, but
Ramones, great. Yeah, Stooges coming in. Stooges more localized. Ramones limited within the punk scene.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's interesting that the bands that achieve that sort of mega status, they didn't sustain it. Like I think of bands like Grand Funk Railroad. There was nobody bigger than them in the early 70s, but it was such a short period of time. It didn't last.
Talking Heads weren't. You can't compare the Talking Heads on size and their influence to the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who.
No,
the Kings.
I don't think you can. Anyway, that's my opinion.
Same with the New York Dolls.
Part of it might be too, because I always found in Canada we had a closer affinity to the UK scene than the American scene. Because
Quite
of
possibly,
our history. So that could be influencing it as well, from my perspective.
But I would compare bands like the Talking Heads and Blondie. Yeah, Blondie was big. Blondie was big. New York Dolls, MC5, Ramones. I equate those more with like the Clash and Sex Pistols, those bands on that tier in the UK.
I would equate the Talking Heads with XTC or something like that.
Yeah, Talking Heads had more success than XTC. XTC, even though they're one of my favorites, and I like Talking Heads, but I prefer XTC to Talking Heads. But Talking Heads,
indie bands like XTC will unfortunately never be all that big because they're just too indie.
I did have the 67 Small Faces album. This cost me a kidney.
Wow.
Original on Immediate Records.
Ooh.
Very nice, Ethan. Very nice indeed. Biggest Canadian band, Rush, BTO. You got to add the Guess Who to that.
The Guess Who by far.
Yeah,
I think he wants the
Paul
big.
and I are big on that, on the Guess Who, because of our age group. And they used to carry the Canadian flag around with them, and they'd fly it on American TV.
In 1970, the Guess Who outsold the Beatles.
Whoa. These eyes.
The Crash.
So they were huge. They opened the door for everybody else. I mean, you're talking about a band that had Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman in the band. Those guys are megastars on their own. You put them in a band. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
There's nobody bigger than the Guess Who.
Winter Band.
Sorry?
What's that, Doc?
Who could forget the Kurt Winter Band?
Oh,
Well, Kurt Winter joined the Guess Who.
Or Donnie McDougal.
He was a big part of their success in the early 70s. There's no doubt about that.
Clap for the Wolfman. You're going to rate your record high.
Well, even before that, but I mean, they were huge. The Guess Who were absolutely huge, and people forget. They tend to take them for granted, but they're the band in my view.
1970, the Beatles' Long and Winding Road gets knocked out of the #1 spot by Which Way You Going, Billy? Can I go to?
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
I know, because I like the Seasons in the Sun better.
Bridge Over Troubled Water kept Let It Be out of first place.
Stompin' Tom.
Stompin' Tom Connors. Wow. Best Canadian solo artist. We had a
Neil
quite-
Young.
Neil Young. Jeez.
Neil
Yeah,
Young.
that's pretty hard to take out. Joni Mitchell.
Gordon Lightfoot.
Hello out there. We're on the air.
Yeah, Gordon
It's lucky
Lightfoot,
night
Joni
tonight.
Mitchell, Neil Young,
Yeah.
Justin Bieber for the
Justin
new
Bieber. Yes.
Oscar Peterson. There you go.
Hmm.
Next.
We got more. There's
give
more
up?
Canadian solo artists that actually, did some pretty influential stuff.
Yeah. Paul Anka.
Paul Anka, Canadian, yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
I always like doing the thing where all the Canadians go down the States, help them. Anne Murray was big. She hit big. Elvis Presley's favorite female singer, one time noted as saying.
Brian Adams.
Brian Adams.
Brad Adams was big for an hour, yeah. Leonard
For an
Cohen.
hour. How long are your hours?
Joni Mitchell.
Brian.
Cohen.
Canada has long hours.
The Bare Naked Ladies were famous internationally
Kind of a
for like
different
maybe
genre.
45 minutes.
Yeah, but Bare Naked Ladies are good.
Yeah, Brian Adams. And you just have to discover it. Oh, Neil Sedaka is better than Paul Anka? Well,
Greater than. Yeah, the trouble is that Sedaka's got an anger management issue, and
Yeah.
it's well documented. I got a story, Steve. Our good friend Beetle Brad actually had to take Neil Sedaka into the back alley and beat him up one time because he got out of hand. Brad tells the story. I interview him. If you go on my channel, you'll find Beetle Brad being interviewed where he tells the story of where he encountered Neil Sedaka and had to take him out and clean his clock, essentially.
That's right.
Sedaka was very, very arrogant at a period of time.
I got my revenge on Sedaka a couple of
Oh,
videos.
yeah.
The hammer.
Yeah.
Neil Sedaka, goodbye.
Yeah, exactly. And it's sad to see somebody go to that state, but Beetle Brad told the story, and there wasn't a dry eye in the place.
No, I cried for weeks.
He wept bitter tears.
Yeah.
Tragically, yep, yeah.
Yeah, tragically, yeah. Windsor's own Tea Party.
Tea Party are good for a heavy band, kind of Door kind of vibe they've got going. The Doors.
That's the biggest band ever to come out of this city.
My younger brother really likes the Tea Party. Seen them a lot. Really, he says they're fantastic in concert.
The early Steppenwolf albums were pretty good.
Yeah, Steppenwolf, another one of them hybrid outfits, I think.
I don't think
They're
really-
interesting because John Kay is originally from East Germany.
Yeah.
And they moved. They escaped. They actually did a song called "The Wall" on one of Steppenwolf's albums. An amazing song. He tells a story of how he and his mother snuck out one night in the 50s and snuck over to East Germany or West Germany, and then they moved to Toronto. And he couldn't speak a word of English when they arrived in Toronto. And I hear he lives out our way now. John Kay's in the Vancouver area now, I think. So, but yeah, interesting.
Do you really think we should give Neil Sedaka a pass after this?
Well, it's like Stephen has got. That's a pretty powerful argument he makes there.
Well, that's true, but see,
Hmm.
Les Jackson didn't do anything personal to Richard Dolan.
That's true.
Something personal to Beetle Brad's brother.
Yeah, it's a little tougher when it's personal like that.
Yeah. When it gets to be personal,
I don't have records by either, so I'm staying out of this one.
Did you ever buy the Thriller? Did you
No,
ever
I
throw a
was
point at it?
nah.
I bought it. I was caught up in all
I mean,
that.
it's good stuff, but it's not my scene.
I had it.
I think Thriller is one of the best albums of the 80s still.
I like Beat It mainly because of Eddie Van Halen's guitar work, but
It's
you know,
okay.
I could have had it for $2 a couple weeks ago
it's worth that.
in my hand.
Yeah, rock and roll. What is that? Rock and roll volumes 1 and 2.
Oh God, Gary Glitter.
That's a good song, though.
Oh, my brother had that single. He played the death out of it.
Whoa, whoa.
And Gary Glitter, he had his problems, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Ralph
Oh
Harris.
yes.
Goodness.
Ralph Harris is a really big surprise one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Ralph Harris. And also Jonathan King. Everybody's Gone to the Moon. He was in trouble, too.
Mm-hmm.
What did he do?
Who is he?
Yeah.
Jonathan King?
Who is he? What did he do?
He did a song called Everybody's Gone to the Moon, and he did kind of a take on Ooga Chugga. I Can't Stop This Feeling. Hooked on a Feeling.
The original of
Uma Paloma Blanca, he did.
What's this?
the original.
Whoa!
Oh,
Oh.
Steven, you're just trying to stir things up.
What a... There's
I know
history
that
there.
he's
On the other hand, if you're going to
There's only one problem there. I don't think I've ever been in a Toronto bar.
Oh my God.
on the other hand, if you're going to ban all the artists that have done something wrong in their career, I mean, what kind of artists would we be able to listen to then?
Last I
John
heard, they're
Lennon
all,
never
they're
did
all
anything
human
wrong
beings,
ever.
right?
Yeah.
They're all human beings, aren't they?
I want to see your Guess Who headband.
I don't have a. I don't. I'm not into the paraphernalia, the memorabilia. I got all their albums though. I've loved the Guess Who since
Someone should make you a Guess Who headband.
I wouldn't wear it.
Holy crap.
What?
Steven, you are going too far. Holy moly.
And Jorgen.
He'll put you in a headlock. He'll put you in a...
Steven, what have you been eating? Steven's turning into an ogre.
He's just becoming... He's hulkifying.
Well,
Sneeze smash.
Oh no, he's hulking out. No.
I don't suppose somebody's contact his icon, do you?
He doesn't know Jorgen knows all those wrestling moves.
So, Doc, did you end up getting a favorite song off your Maca 3?
Oh, seize the day.
I went with Sliding or the
Invisible
Slider.
Steve.
I'm going with Invisible Steve. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go now because it's getting midnight here. So I'm going to say goodnight to all of you.
Jorgen, we love you.
We're getting too hostile for it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I'm
Escaping. But
Take
thank
care,
you,
everybody.
Jorgen. Good night, Jorgen. Yeah.
Good night.
Hey, now we can bring Steven up here and he can he can.
Paul, you've ascended to the upper levels.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it was totally by accident, I'm sure.
Tier 1.
Doc
Yeah.
will move me down. Now that you've pointed it out, Doc's going to move me back down again.
Well,
You
Doc
bet.
shared the Beatles collection. He's got to do the channeling.
The
The
dial.
dials.
Yeah, that's one Anthony was talking about.
Yeah, they were
just
kind of shocking.
They're electric. Yeah, I'd never heard of them.
You guys heard of Clat too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I saw their very first live gig, and they'd actually already put out an album by then. It was in a bar in, I think it was Galt, Ontario, and it took them forever to get started because they were having problems with their equipment and all this stuff going on. But it was good. It was a good show. They were just in the bar. They were just in the bar, sort of sitting in a little corner doing their thing.
Yeah, I got 4 out of their 5 albums in my collection.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
They had 5?
They had 5 albums, yeah.
I must get my Clat 2 now. Where is it?
Stephen, I'll be back.
Hey, right?
There connects.
We're going to be scheduling a what do they call it? A bout between Steven and Jorgen. We're just like Rock'em Sock'em Robots or something.
Yeah.
My money is on Jorgen because of his wrestling background.
Doc, did you really just say about?
A
A
bout.
boot. A boot.
A boot.
Do you know what's interesting? I interviewed Trevor Hickey today. He's a young metal guy, in the thing, but he's a New Brunswickian, and he says a boot.
A boot. There's the first one.
Yes, very much so, Stephen.
There's the second one.
In fact, I got Strange Advance on one of my albums. There it is, Endangered Species. That's great. Knee Deep in Love is on that. That's a fantastic, catchy little piece of music.
This is the last one, Magenta Lane.
Yeah, I've heard that's the weakest of the bunch.
Yeah.
Paul, do you remember Strange Advance?
I remember the name. I never had any of their material, but I do remember the name. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But Jorgen says, well, next week we'll have a steel cage match in about.
Strange. I think, are they on the Pretty in Pink soundtrack? Strange Advance. I know they ended up on somebody's soundtrack.
What's this? He's about to go live for Gamer's birthday.
James' birthday. James Latterout.
Oh, that's kind of
Winston Lennon.
Yeah.
the gruesomes. Ooh. Hello, Christopher. Hello.
Yeah, who is it? The one I was watching the documentary on. Out of Hamilton, Ontario. They were a good band, a punk kind of new wave. Teenage Head. Teenage Head in Hamilton.
Isn't
Another
there a
great
drummer in
actor
like
in
the
that area
ICU?
Another
I
great
read something.
actor out of that area was Ian Thomas Band. They were really
I thought I had read that the teenage drummer or Teenage Head drummer was on a ventilator for COVID.
Yikes.
had my shot yesterday.
Had my shot on Tuesday.
I'll be back.
I got shot.
Jeff, get your shot.
Probably next week or week after next, something like
Your
that.
shot. Ethan?
I'm getting mine. I think either Tuesday or Wednesday.
See. And you get a candy bar.
I'm just going to sign.
Do I?
I didn't get anything. I got
Like
a
I need
card.
anymore.
I got a card. I didn't get anything.
I got a rock. And the second shot is way worse than the first. Oh, that's what we need to hear. Okay. That doesn't sound promising. Ew.
Well, I don't know. That's all relative because the first one wasn't any big deal at all. My arm's a little sore today, but
It
it
just
gets that way when I just get a regular flu.
Advil.
A lot of Advil. Okay.
Oh, well, maybe he's referring to after your second shot, you get a ton of headaches.
Advil's supposed to be bad for your liver, though. So
It turns everybody diabetic.
I'm already diabetic, so I guess
Oh,
I'm
that's
okay.
you're all set. You're ahead of the
Maybe
game.
it'll make me not be a diabetic. Maybe it'll have a reverse effect.
Ooh. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
This chat is fun, although I feel like I'm making no substantial conversation or additions to the conversation.
Street cred, Ethan. Street cred.
Street cred. I just have to sit here and look. I was going to say cool, but then I realized I don't look cool.
Now, apparently this is after the second shot.
Yeah.
Because after the first shot, I had none of this.
Yeah.
No, I feel fine.
Yeah, I feel fine too.
I'm with her, and I feel fine.
Yeah, I had the Pfizer. Oh, what
You said the song. You said the song.
There you go.
Okay, I'm not even gonna. It's way out of tune.
I got my COVID shot and I feel fine.
I ruined my grand comeback to the conversation.
That's cool. What kind of shot did you get, George?
Mine, I forgot it was George here. I got the Pfizer.
You got the Pfizer?
Yeah.
I got the Pfizer, yeah.
I don't really have a choice. That's just what they told me I was getting.
Yeah, well, they didn't give me a choice either. They said, and this is the Pfizer one. Okay, well,
Well, they actually asked me if I was okay with that. You know, like they said, it's today we're giving Pfizer. Are you okay with that? And well, what am I going to do? You know, I'd say no. Go screw.
No.
Because I made the appointment and all that sort of stuff, and it's like whatever. You know.
Yeah, but if they
What
would
was funny is they had protesters there, people outside the fence with megaphones, all the anti-COVID people, you know. It was really funny. Like they say, it's like, okay, first of all, you're presuming I'm not intelligent enough to figure all this out myself. And then you're out there after I get my shot telling me I shouldn't get my shot.
Yeah.
I've already got my shot.
Yeah.
I was going to get out of my car and say, well, you guys are too late. You should have told me this like half an hour ago. What's wrong with you people?
Yeah. Now, they do give it to you in the arm, right?
Where's my?
Yeah, I got mine in the arm. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where else would
Wait,
you
you're
get
able to get it somewhere else other than the arm?
it? I'm not dropping my pants for these trains.
Hey,
Are we allowed to make requests?
when I was a little kid, you know, right now.
A whole bag of goodies I got.
See, we got nothing. I got nothing. I got a
You got
card.
nothing.
I got a card saying I had my shot. That's it.
Oh,
Butt cuts.
I still got my bag. They give you all the fun paperwork to read, you know, like
Oh, I got some of that, which, you know, that's not swag.
and even if you got your mask on, they stick one of these on.
I got nothing of that. I didn't get that.
You got to keep it.
I didn't even get out of my car.
And then they give you extra masks
See, what a ripoff.
with candy.
And the candy.
I haven't even ate the candy yet. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Well,
Doc, you only live a few hours away. You should give it to
Doc,
me.
Doc, you should do an unseal and reveal.
Yeah. And, this is good.
For the candy?
Yeah,
Mm.
of course.
You have a bite, you know.
I'm surprised they didn't give you a McCartney 3 CD.
They should have.
With the 3 dots.
Hey, I just heard in the radio out here, there's this donut shop called Krispy Kreme. You ever heard of Krispy Kreme?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're giving away free donuts if you show them your card.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
You got COVID, you show them your card and you get a free donut.
Nice.
Kind of like that. I heard there were some dispensaries saying that if you showed your COVID card, they'll give you like free edibles.
Mm-hmm.
Other than an Aero bar?
Other than an Aero bar.
Yeah. I think that's my card right there.
They may be giving out funny Aero bars.
Oh, we got an actual little, like a calling card. It's a little for your wallet. We got a little card that we can carry around.
All right, I think I'm going to head off. It's been fun.
Oh, we bored them to death.
Oh, well, fine. Go there.
I'm not bored. I just have to pee.
Oh, what? All right, see ya. Bye.
Didn't go before you left home, huh?
Oh, ouch.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
You see, and I have to go in a little while, so.
Well, it's getting around Doc's supper time, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I'm
this-
going to go with my son in a little bit.
I usually go a couple hours till 6 EST, which
Mhm.
is 6:06 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
5
yeah,
here.
we can wrap this up here.
That's
Yeah.
good.
So, and anything else about COVID shots that we wanted to discuss?
No.
Not really.
Not really.
We didn't even have to get out of our car, which I thought was pretty cool. It was
What?
like- yeah, it was like a drive-through.
This is
Yeah, they had this little tent city set up, and I go in. It's a big parking lot. And I didn't even get out of my car. She just opened the door. You had to wear a short sleeve shirt. Pulled my sleeve up, zap. I got it, and I was out of there.
yeah, but this is a drive-in.
It was a drive-through.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Where I went, you had to go inside a place.
Yeah, my
Different
wife did
stations.
too. Yeah, she had the same thing, and they stood in line for a while. But no, I didn't have to get out of my car.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't have those here. No. Drive-in inoculation. Bang.
It was actually pretty efficient. Like there were a lot of people lined up, but because I had an appointment, I just went right to the head of the line, and I went, and
Yeah.
it was about 45 minutes because they hold you for 15 minutes after,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then that was it. It was actually quite easy to do.
And did the girl administering the shot, did she give you warning she was about to prick you?
Well, I kind of knew because I was there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, to me, she goes, "Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, pick."
Yeah.
It wasn't anything really. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. I
it
don't know.
wasn't even It wasn't even like a big long needle. It was just like it wasn't any big deal at all.
Oh, who was that person they showed on TV this morning? Like some young recording star that she got the shot, and she's screaming. I don't remember who. Like, let's say it was Taylor Swift. I don't know who it was. So here's Taylor Swift. She's in line, and she's sitting there like, ah! I was like, well, that's a good thing to show. That's going to scare all the kids away.
So it was nothing. It was nothing at all. No.
No, it's no worse than getting any other shot. But here, this young girl, whoever was recording, started.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. I don't like needles, but I'm going to do it. So,
Yeah, it's probably on YouTube somewhere. Look up young recording star get shot.
Mm-hmm.
But 10 hours later, you get your second shot, and the flu-like symptoms kick in.
Mm-hmm.
They better give.
I got to wait 4 months. Like they said to us, in 4 months we get our second shot.
Yeah,
So I don't know what that's about, because some people say 2 weeks. I gotta wait 4 months.
Yeah, mine's in early August.
Yeah, same with me. Yeah.
So, like, why so long?
I think it's just about availability. I think they want to make sure everybody gets their first shot.
Yeah, it could be.
And I really think that's what it's really about.
Yeah, give it to all these young kids walking by. They walk by in packs.
Yeah.
Like 10 kids all together, and none of them wear masks. They're all in the park next door playing football.
Yeah. Well, they're invincible, right?
They're invincible, and that's the ones that are making the rates go up.
Well, out here in BC, it's the younger people that are getting sick now. So that's
no
kind of
surprise. No surprise.
Yeah, Steven says 4 weeks in California. We're 4 months.
Randy was 2 weeks between shots, and
yeah. See, that's what we were told initially, that it was 2 weeks. But I honestly think it's because they want everybody to get their first shot, which makes sense. I can see that.
Well, it's better to be half-assed vaccinated than be not at all.
Yeah.
So that must be it. Okay, hey, let's wrap it up, because I'll go eat supper, and Jeff, you got supper, and George, you gotta do something.
I gotta do something, George.
Yeah.
I gotta make a couple of videos. That's what I was gonna do today.
Okay, say hello to John Heaton for us.
Hello.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you all next time. Thanks to all the people over there in the radio. Yeah.
Take care, guys.
And
I'll text you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Be warned.
Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.